Hello. Welcome to Tea with the Druid number 311. This is Philip Carr-Gom, and Tea with the Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. I do apologise for the few minutes delay. I actually went into the wrong room. After tea, I broadcast. I see my beard's gone all funny. After the tea, I go and have biscuits with Druids in the Druid Hearth, which is an area for members of the Order. And I went into that room instead of this room. And I do apologise. That's why I was late. Lovely to see you. And I can see people piling in from North Yorkshire and Slough and Somerset, and then Leiden in the Netherlands, Derby, Pender Island, Hertfordshire, Nairn, Stirlingshire, Illinois, Missouri, all over the place. Yes, southern Germany, Brighton, just down the road from us, the Appalachian boundary, Crouch End, Portugal, hooray, West Yorkshire, Limerick. We've just got back from Ireland, had a fantastic time there. So welcome to everybody. It's lovely to see you. And there's some nice summer solstice energy going on. We've had a beautiful sunny day here in the UK. It's just been fantastic. And what I want to ask you is to tune as everybody arrives. Let's just gradually settle, and I'm going to ask you a question when you've settled. So just when you've settled, and we're seeing everybody coming from Northumberland and Cornwall and Norway and Plymouth. When you've settled, just ask yourself how you're feeling. And we're going to explore a little bit of this in a minute. But just how are you feeling right now? Are you feeling tense, or are you feeling relaxed? Are you feeling calm and open, or are you geared up in some way that may be for very conscious and deliberate reasons, or in a way that you don't quite understand? Or maybe you're feeling something else. And here the answers are coming in. Nauseous, hopeful, trying to be brave, coming together, tense and anxious, a little sad, hopeful, discouraged, relieved, apprehensive, relaxed and peaceful, tired, a bit unreal, calm and bright, anxious, calm, very relaxed, pensive, overwhelmed, energized, achy, tense, peaceful, discombobulated, quite well, slightly unsettled, tired, stress, good, fearful, feeling the sun's energy, feeling calm, coming so fast, chilled after an afternoon break on the beach, calm and happy, opening to changes, sleepy, a bit heavy, good, very tense and stressed, good, relaxed with gratitude, worried about my dad, his health is failing, feverish, thanks COVID. All right. Sorry to hear, Zoe, about your dad. Okay, well, the whole range of feelings, as always, of course. Eric is feeling at peace. Whole range of feelings, and by just allowing our feelings, somehow we can be more present, I think, and more present to each other. So we're coming up towards, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming up towards the summer solstice. It's the 17th of June today. And if you're watching the recording, you may be even closer to the summer solstice, or you may have gone over the other side of the solstice. It's a really key point because the sun reaches its zenith in the Southern Hemisphere. We have the longest night. And then from then, the days start getting shorter, which always seems a bit tough because it always feels, particularly this year, feels like summer's only just got going. And so it seems a bit of a shame that it's at its zenith in a few days' time. Nevertheless, luckily the summer carries on, but the days do imperceptibly at first, but then gradually more perceptibly the days get shorter. In time for the summer solstice, a book's been published, which I think I've mentioned before, but I'll mention it again. It's called Time for Magic, and it's with the images and artwork of a dear friend, Jamie Reed, who was a Druid. He died sadly last year, but you'll see, look at this opening, the end papers, aren't they beautiful? And it's his artwork. It's a celebration of his artwork, which is very fun and colourful, as well as very provocative as well. But it's also the story about, it includes the story of his great uncle, George Watson MacGregor Reed, who founded the ancient order of Druids, the ancient Druid order, and out of which Obod comes. And then my contribution to this book has been, you see, there's this, each of the festivals is mentioned. There's the summer solstice, and then my contribution has been to write a brief essay and just a short text about each festival. And I just had a look at the text that I originally wrote and the text that appears in this book, and it's almost entirely different. It went through so many edits and changes that I thought it would be interesting to explore this with you. And then let's have a meditation in preparation for the solstice. Sandy says it's a beautiful book, really recommended. Oh, thank you. And Jane says the book arrived at the weekend. It's a lovely book. So I've put a blog post up about it on my website, and there's links. You can, if you just type it in, you'll find it. And there's some lovely reviews coming in. Renee says that the winter solstice is coming in Australia. Yes, exactly. The other side of the world, it's the reverse. So in one of the things that got completely edited out, and I want to check this with you. I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind just listening to the piece that was edited out, and see whether you sense that whether you resonate with it or whether you don't, and just be honest. And it's probably a good thing that it was edited out, because it may well not resonate with everyone. So we've got here, I'll just read you a bit. Placed in the south in the Druid calendar, this festival is associated with the noonday sun, with the height of our powers in middle age, and with the ability to bring all of our gifts to bear on our lives. As the year reaches its zenith, you might well think of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, when Titania, the fairy queen, and her elves dance ringlets to the whistling wind. Shakespeare sweetened these creatures, who were far more sinister in earlier accounts, and whether you believe in nice or nasty fairies, or none at all, there's no denying the days leading up to Midsummer's Eve can feel strange, nice, but nasty sometimes too. You know that tension that builds just before you reach your goal? You're on the last lap, you've almost finished the book, the song, the picture, the whatever, and it isn't fun, it's hard work, and you are powering away. It was fun conceiving the project, it was hell starting it, then you got into your stride and the energy built. But now you're about to climax, and it's fun in some ways because you know you'll make it, but it's easy to get stressed now, angry even. That's one way of understanding what's happening all around us as we reach the summer solstice. Nature is straining to give birth. Winter solstice and Imbolc were the conceiving bit. Spring, equinox and Beltane, the planting, the energy building bit. And now the dance between sun and the earth is about to reach its high point at the solstice. It may not feel like summer has peaked because it'll get hotter after late June because it takes months for the oceans and the earth to heat up. But astronomically, it is summer's zenith, which means the cosmic dance, the lovemaking, has got as intense as it ever will. And this is why you might have noticed a certain tension in the air around this time. People get snappy. It feels like something's got to break. Time for summer storms and the lightning that brings relief. This is the time of Sol Invictus, Helios, the unconquered sun of Syria and Rome, of Aten, Ra, Sulis, Apollo, and every sun goddess or god that has ever shone upon the earth. It's the time of triumph when the storm breaks, your effort has paid off, you've told everyone in the way to F off and it's done. It's time to celebrate victory and success and to let your light shine. Now, none of that appears in the book. It was all edited out. Does that sense, funnily enough, this year I haven't felt it. So that's why I'm thinking probably it's a good thing it was edited out. I don't resonate with it, says Sky Guy, but perhaps because I'm past middle-aged. Let's just see. Should have been left in. Good. Beautifully written. I feel like swearing too, lol. I can relate to this comment. Beautiful. Feeling the tension mentioned. It's kind of funny because many solstices I felt this tension, and I've talked to other people and they've felt this too. But this year I haven't felt it. It's just one of those things. Abigail says, love it, completely resonates with me. It does with me as we are hosting our first big Druid event this weekend. It resonates with me because all the foliage and thickness of the air makes the forest and other environments feel more esoterical, mystical and tense. It should not have been edited. I do feel the tension and totally get what you're saying. Drismuin says, sometimes it's all too much, too full, too burgeoning, too much to do, a bit of a panic, and I start to yearn for the end of it, yearn to see the brown of falling leaves. Naomi says, absolutely this tension, waiting for the victory dance. Kirsten says, this resonates strongly. Okay. Well, explains a lot, says Dorothy. I didn't check in with my feelings. I'm cranky. Yeah, so feels like the truth, said Phyllis. Oh, well, that's lovely to hear. And not everybody agrees, but Philosophical Phoenix said, I love that. I never thought of middle age as a strong place to be. And Aisha says something interesting, very spot on for me. The light here in Sweden is so intense, and summer solstice always felt loud to me. That's an interesting comment. And in Sweden, there are lovely solstice festivities. We had a Druid camp in Sweden and celebrated the summer solstice there once, and it was just lovely. Yeah, so well, there we go. Well, thank you everybody. It's good. You can read. I've put the whole. There was more that was edited out, and I've put it in my blog post. So it's up on my blog if you're interested in reading it. And Zell is saying, I definitely feel an edge as we approach the solstice, and also before a full moon. John King says, living in the north, I always find the long days exhausting and can get snappy. Right, okay, yeah, so there you go. Well, thank you. So if you wanted to read the rest, you'll find it in the blog. Interesting. And isn't it funny how our feelings can change? And for whatever reason, I've just come back from 3 weeks in Ireland, having a wonderful time. So I'm very relaxed, and I've come back from a holiday. So maybe that's why I'm not feeling the tension. So shall we drop into a meditation? Let's just allow ourselves to prepare. And the thing about, I think the summer storm image is a helpful one here, isn't it? It's like this feeling of a summer storm brewing. And it might feel uncomfortable, but we know it's going to break and the rain's going to come and the earth will be grateful. And there's all this burgeoning going on, as someone said, and it almost feels like it's too much. So that's interesting, and particularly if you're in a hot place, of course, that's going to be. Oh, and Trix is saying, I see it with many of my clients. Strange times. Yeah. Okay, great. So let's drop into a meditation. And if you're feeling tense or however you're feeling, you don't have to put these feelings aside. You can just bring them with you. You can be with them. And just to the degree that you feel comfortable, you might like to close your eyes and just gently feel yourself in front of the screen, the walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the ceiling above you. Only take in a slow, deep breath. Hold your breath for a moment, then breathe out fully and deeply. And on the out breath, it's always easier to let go of stuff that you don't want to hold on to. So if there's any tension or any feelings you don't want to hold on to, you can just do that. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in, holding for a moment, and then breathing out fully and deeply. And then one more time. And as you breathe out, it's as if you can feel the walls, the floor, and the ceiling just shimmering a little bit and starting to melt away. And your sense of the screen in front of you just melts away too, as you find yourself either coming into or already being in the sacred grove, this clearing in the forest, beloved of the Druids. It's a warm summer's day, approaching the midsummer, approaching the summer solstice. The ground is dry and you're either sitting on the ground or on a log or a stone. And just allow yourself to tune in to the earth. And notice how you can sense the humidity in the earth. It's almost like you've got your own inbuilt humidity sensor, and the earth might feel dry beneath you, it might feel moist. But just travel in your awareness into the earth and notice how your awareness can expand so that you're sensing the soil, the mycelial network, the roots of the trees, all the creatures in the soil, the little worms and bugs, all this life and the moisture and the roots of the trees. And you allow the energy of this earth to rise up into you. And as you breathe in, you feel the energy of the earth rising into your being. And as you breathe out, you feel yourself relaxing into your body and your presence on the earth, just allowing yourself to let go and relax and just feel gravity. Just feel yourself close to the earth, enjoying that closeness and breathing in the earth's energy too. And you sense the roots of the trees. You sense the moisture traveling up through the roots of the trees, up the trunks. You sense the presence of the trees now around you, of our brothers and sisters, the trees. And as they breathe out through their leaves, you breathe in with gratitude for their gifts. And you become aware of the sky above you. You breathe in the energy of the sky. And the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth. within the center of your being. And now, using the magic of the imagination, you imagine that it's becoming twilight and dark. The stars are coming out as the sky gets darker and darker. And you sense an invitation to watch the summer solstice sunrise, the dawn. And if you feel that desire, you follow your companions who you see now leaving the circle and walking along a path through the forest. And if it feels right for you, you join your companions, sensing their companionship and their guidance as you walk along the forest path in the night, until the trees start to thin out and you find yourself coming to a high point, looking out over the landscape. And you see that everybody's starting to sit down to face the coming dawn. You sit down too, and you really soak in the gradual brightening of the sky and pinks and gold before the sun rises. The birds are singing now, and the sky and the sun breaks over the horizon, and the first rays go straight to your heart. And you sense your whole aura, your energy field, filled with light and with warmth. May this summer solstice dawn bring energy and healing to me. May this summer solstice dawn mark the beginning of a wonderful new phase in my life, an increasing sense of peace and of happiness, a maturing of my soul and of my work in the world. May there be peace on earth. May all beings be blessed. May the light of the summer solstice dawn bring illumination and clarity into the hearts and minds of all. May the right choices be made, the right decisions be made. May all lives be blessed. May the land be blessed. And you sense the energy of the sun. As the sun starts to rise in the sky, you feel how the light blesses the land. You see the forests and the lakes, the sea in the distance, the mountains, all being caressed by the sun, blessed by the light of the sun. And sensing this blessing within you too, you turn and gradually follow the procession as it works its way back through the forest and into the sacred grove. You find your place in the circle, and standing with your fellow companions in the circle, you take the hand to the left and right of you and say those words that we say in Druid rituals. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, O Spirit, and hear us now, confirming this, our sacred vow. You squeeze the hand to the right and left of you, and you allow yourself to sit down in the circle, appreciating the community around you. The community not only of companions and fellow participants in the circle, but the community of the animals, the birds, the trees, the earth and the sky. And then gradually you start to become aware of yourself and your body. And as you do this, your awareness of the sacred grove begins to gently fade as you become aware of the walls around you, the ceiling beneath you, and the ceiling above you, and the floor beneath you, the screen in front of you. You take in a big deep breath and sensing yourself fully present here and now. You stretch your fingers and toes, and when you feel ready, you open your eyes. So, thank you very much. And lovely that you were able to participate in this circle. If you do have access to the Druid Hearth, I'll pop in there now and we can have a chat. Otherwise, many blessings, much love. Have a lovely solstice, and I will see you on the other side of the solstice in the next half of the year. Okay, bye everybody.